Once upon a time, there lived a Tabrez who loved his telephone, but never actually thought about where it came from. Let's take Tabrez back to the origins of his most prized possession. It all started when miners mined materials like copper, palladium, platinum, and gold for the iPhone in countries like China and Africa. These miners are controlled by armed groups that levy illegal taxes and extract vast profits that turn over hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Materials are transported from other countries and brought to China to their factories to produce phones. A lot of pollution comes out of these factories, and workers as young as the age of 5 work in potentially hazardous conditions. These children are deprived of an education and receive little to no money to support their large families. Crude oil, gold, and copper must be extracted to produce the materials for the circuit board. The crude oil is transformed into plastic and silicon that is used to manufacture the foundation of the cell phone. They have to get the plastic glass and mercury to make the display screen. They also use lithium ions for the battery. All of these raw materials emit large amounts of greenhouse gases and other toxins when taking into account transportation and crafting them into the actual product. These electronic devices are then shipped to America, where they're sold in a vast majority of different stores such as Apple and Microsoft. In specific, Tabrez bought his cellular telephone from an Apple store. And ever since he bought his cell phone, he loved it and he took his companion with him everywhere he went. But 1 year later, on a very unfortunate day, Tabrez dropped his most prized possession into the pool. Tabrez didn't know what to do at this point, and because of his lack of knowledge, he threw the useless piece of metal into the trash can. Little did Tabrez know that this action had some serious consequences. He didn't know that this telephone is actually shipped to a whole different country, like India or China, where it's sorted into trash of useful materials of the phone and useless parts of the phone. Once at India and once sorted into these two piles of useless and useful parts, the non-valuable parts are then burned. The toxins from the phone minerals leach into the soil,